What's happening YouTube? More motivation reactions. What being a bouncer taught me about married women. So I'm gonna get into this video. Like, share, subscribe, stay tuned for more reaction videos. Let's get it.
In specific. Now, if you get butthurt, if you're easily offended, I don't care. Because I've actually had experience. I was a bouncer for several years. And if you stick to the end of the video, I'm going to explain how this actually applies to women that don't even go to the clubs too. Okay? So check this out. The first thing that I realized about married women is that the women that are married to the rich and busy husbands are most likely to cheat. Okay? A lot of you idiots. Oh, think women just want money. And as long as you got money, you're good, bro. Look. Women are motivated by what they're deprived from, right? Once a woman already gets the money after she marries a man, she no longer wants money because she already has it. Okay? What she begins to want is time and affection. And guess what? The rich and busy husbands oftentimes do not have enough time to spend time with their wife, right? They're busy. They're building empires. That's part of the reason why I'm still single. Because as I'm building my brand, as I'm building my...
That's a fact, man. Women, like, when it comes to women, they're never happy. They always want what they can't have. And once they have it, they don't want it anymore. And to the high value message that's going all over the internet of being rich and successful, well, once you get rich and successful, you won't even have time to be around your woman, so she's more likely to go behind your back doing stuff. Not saying all women do it, but what he's saying here.
Business as a fitness coach, I do not have time to actually allocate to a woman. And the truth is, a lot of the women, okay, that would end up cheating on their husbands that I saw at the nightclubs, bro, look, their husbands were businessmen. They were fucking rich. They had houses, they had cars. Okay, and that didn't stop them from actually cheating. That was actually a determining factor, right? Anytime that I would hear a wife, a married woman, be like, yeah, my husband's a businessman and he's always busy, I already knew what time it was. I already understood what she was actually trying to say. What she was trying to say is, my husband doesn't have time for me, he doesn't take me down, so I'm looking for some options. And sooner or later, she's going to cheat, guaranteed 100%, bro. So check this out, I actually have a story. So one night I was bouncing, right? Friday night, chill night, because usually Fridays are super chill. And in walks this little Colombian chick. Chick was like 4'10", you know what I'm saying? Cute little thing. I realized that she wasn't really looking at too many dudes. She wasn't talking to anybody. She was more so reserved to herself, right? And as soon as I met her eye contact, I gave her some eye contact because I was checking her in the back part of the club, the dance floor. She was smiling at me like fucking ear to ear, like super happy. Like, this bitch is, she wants some fucking trouble. You know what I'm saying? And I was analyzing her on the dance floor. And she was rejecting guys left and right. She wasn't interested in nobody, but she kept like looking at me, glancing over, giving me the eye. So I already knew what time it was. You know what I'm saying? I already knew what time it was. You know what I'm saying? When I see a woman like that, who specifically is giving me signs and she's not giving anybody else signs, that shit is the type of shit that I like. That shit turns me on, right? So essentially what happened was, she left that night, you know what I'm saying? I got her number. She told me she was there for like a day because she was living outside of the country. But guess what? The next day, Saturday, she actually pulls up again to the club. And I'm like, oh shit. I already know why she pulled up. She pulled up because I didn't close the deal on Friday. And she wants me to, you know what I'm saying, to give it to her on Saturday. That's why she's here. She's here for me. That's what I was thinking. Cool. So, you know, the night progresses. Next thing you know, start making out with her in the dance floor, right? Right by the dance floor, there was a little kitchen area. Okay? There was a kitchen area. I literally took her in there. You know what I'm saying? We start getting at it. Let's just say that, right? Right when the club closes like at 4 in the morning, she tells me that she's gonna wait for me outside. I'm like, cool, you know what I'm saying? At that time, I had a convertible BMW, red interior, nice little 3 Series car. So I was like, all right, once I get her in this car, it's fucking over. You know what I'm saying? So I got her in the car, you know what I'm saying? I took her home with me. And basically, you know what I'm saying? We got busy, right? Next thing you know, it's like fucking 7:30 in the morning, right? 7:30 in the morning, you know what I'm saying? I think I hung out with her for like 2 hours. And she tells me, hey, can you take me home? I gotta get home to my family. And I'm like,
I thought you were from away. I thought you were from out of the country. You see? They don't follow their own rules. They'll break them for the person they want. They will. I'm not saying that out of thin air, by the way. I'm not.
wait, what the hell? Right? And then she shows me a picture of her family, husband, 2 kids, behind a big mansion. Like, right behind the family picture was a big-ass fucking mansion. Right? And I was like, nah, no. I was like, you married? And she's like, yeah, it's just my husband.
That's crazy.
And he goes to sleep early because he's too busy and he gets tired from work. Yeah.
It's regular for them, man. That's evil. That's evil. That's evil. And he didn't even know until then. That's the thing. For me, honestly, I'm not the type of person to mess with that. If someone's married, let them be. Right? There's many single ones out there. And I don't condone this behavior. If you got it, you got it. You can get someone single. I always ask, are you with somebody? Always. People in the past have said guys like me finish last for verifying if somebody is married so that they don't cheat. Is that, you find that crazy? But always verify. Don't be the person to do that. Don't be a home wrecker.
I was fucking just shook, bro. I was shook, right? I literally ended up driving this chick to her house. And if you guys know New York, she lived like near Yorktown. So if you guys know anything about Yorktown, that's an expensive fucking neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Rich people. I think like the median household income is like 120,000 plus. So I dropped her off in a big ass mansion, right? And hence why I
How old is this video? 120,000. That's not. Homes now are really bad. They're not. That's on the low end.
but have a little bit of a disdain for Colombian women. But that's besides the point. That's for another video. But basically, bro, she was literally out there, right? Meanwhile, her husband was too busy, was too tired. Despite her husband being rich, obviously, because he had a fucking mansion, right, and being a businessman, that didn't stop her, and that doesn't stop women from cheating, okay? Once women don't have the need for money because they found the money they needed in a husband, what they start to lack, which is affection, sex, time, they start to get that shit outside of the marriage, bro. So this is why I tell guys all the time, bro, if you think money's gonna solve your problems with women, you're fucking lying to yourself. You have to be a well-rounded fucking man. Not only do you have to make good money, you have to take care of yourself. You have to be well-rounded, right? You have to know how to lay it down properly. You have to take care of yourself, okay? Which ties into point number 2. So the second point is that married women value sex more than they value their marriage. Now let me explain it. I'm going to prove it to you guys, right?
As they should, honestly. And a marriage should have that. If the marriage doesn't have that, it's not a good thing. It encourages cheating to happen later on both sides. There needs to be intimacy in the marriage. Why are you married if you're not being intimate? You don't want to be roommates. You want to be partners, lovers. There needs to be intimacy. It's not just women that value it, it's men too. If you're a man in a marriage, you want to have sex in the marriage, right?
Working at a bar in the Bronx, right next to the Yankee Stadium. Okay, it was right next to the Yankee Stadium. This was during 2020, where all the bars were closed except for like the underground one. So this club used to stay open until like 5, 6 in the morning. It was a little spot, and the owners was a couple. They were a married couple. It was a Dominican lady, and it was her Dominican husband. Now shout out to the Dominican lady, because I'm not gonna lie, bro. She was thick. You know what I'm saying? She was one of those thick ones that make you think twice about it, because she got like a slim face. So while the body is like borderline too thick, like the face is like valid. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, she was kind of pretty. Let's just say that. And the husband was the DJ, right? And she was more so the manager, right? And so, guys, this fucking woman would literally like straight up like invite me to her house when her husband wasn't there, and straight up like text me some raunchy shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I thought.
To be honest, man, I'm so blessed to be in a smaller area. There's not a lot of people around here, and there's not a lot of opportunities that I'll see like this, which is definitely better for me. It keeps me in check. It keeps me from just being reckless. You know what I mean? But anyways, off topic. Let's get back.
About it twice because Shorty was thick. You know what I'm saying? But I never actually pulled the trigger. And guys, if you guys saw what the husband looked like and how he acted like, you guys would understand why this married woman was seeking adventure elsewhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy was fucking out of shape. This guy was a fucking weirdo. This guy would smoke hookah for like 6 hours straight and like twitch everywhere and fucking weird ass behavior. And I guarantee you, when she met him, he was not like that. You see, what happens is guys who don't lay down pipe, who don't continue being their best self, who get out of shape, who fucking lose themselves in a fucking marriage, in a long-term relationship, the woman is gonna get tired of that shit, okay? If the woman's needs are not being met, if you're not fucking digging her down properly, let's just put it blunt, right? Because I can look at that dude and I knew he wasn't doing his business. I knew it for a fact. You know what I'm saying? So women actually value sex more than the actual marriage, right? If she's not getting the sex that she wants, she's gonna go outside the marriage, whether by actively seeking it or just fucking finding it incidentally. And all of these stories that I'm telling you, the women were actually actively seeking this shit. It wasn't like I was coming up to them. No, they were literally coming up to me, right? And I'm gonna talk about point number 2.
It won't just be married women, but he's speaking about married women,
which is going to blow you guys fucking away. You know what I'm saying? So, second point is that women that are married actually value sex more than their actual marriage. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you so many stories about this shit. I can tell you so many stories about this shit, right? When the husband is not doing his fucking job, he's not laying down pipe properly, maybe because he's fat as fuck, he got a big ass stomach, and every time he goes to hit that shit, all he's smacking his big ass stomach on her cheeks, whatever the problem is, the guy got fat out of shape, he fucking became a bitch, right? If you're not on your toes and you're not fucking ahead of the curve, right, and you're slacking, guys, married women are not gonna give a fuck if they're married. They're gonna go seek for a fucking...
Think about watching this video as a woman, and think about what pressures a man has just to maintain a relationship, and it's amplified when it goes into marriage. You have a home, you have a family, the guy's providing. There's no understanding anywhere. He has to be everywhere at once. He has to meet my needs in every way. If he doesn't meet my needs, I will go cheat on him. How crazy is that? As a woman, if you're a woman watching this video, think about it. Don't feel. I don't want you to feel. Think. Think about it. How would you then feel if it's you? You don't provide something, and for that reason, the husband's out of the marriage. He wants to go out and cheat on you. Think about it. Think about it, then think about how you would feel if it were to happen to you.
Dick elsewhere, just to put it bluntly. And if you're getting mad, bro, these are real fucking stories. And it's not just one. I can tell countless stories again and again. Now, point number 3, which is going to blow some of you guys away, is that married women will use their kids as an excuse or use them as pawns. I want you guys to think about how sinister this is. If any of you guys been with single women before, you guys will know that single women do this shit all the time. But married women will actually do this shit too. If you think, she's out with the kids. She's out with the kids. It's fine. Nothing's going to happen. Guys, bro, I used to work as a barber. Okay, I'm literally going to post videos just to prove it. I used to work as a barber in the barbershop. And guys, the amount of married women, not even single moms, married women that would bring their kids to the barbershop, right? And without me flirting, without me trying anything, they would literally just throw themselves they would use their kids as like the icebreaker, sit them in a chair, and literally just start flirting with me, get my number, and literally start texting me some raunchy ass shit. And this guy just happened multiple times over and over and over. And in particular, this one chick, her husband was actually a business owner, right? He was the owner of a car mechanic shop, and she would literally tell me through text, he's just so busy, he just doesn't have time for me anymore. Think about that shit, right? The only reason we met was because of her kid. She used her kid as a fucking pawn, right? And guys, to even drive this point home even more, I'm gonna tell you guys a crazy story, right? So Huncho's first girlfriend, I started dating when I was 16. It went on for about a year and a half, right? So I was 18 years old. Now, I met this chick in Florida, right? Because I went to Pensacola University. So I was down there for like a semester or 2. And this chick was actually an immigrant from the Philippines. Shout out to any Filipino guys we have watching this video. So I hope she's not watching this, because I don't want to put her on blast, but fuck it. So whatever, we broke up, you know what I'm saying? I was around 18 years old, so this was about 8 years ago. You know what I'm saying? We just broke up, never heard from her again, because she lives in the Philippines, right? She lives outside of the country, right? So cool. So fast forward 5 years later, right? I'm about 23 years old. 23, 24 years old, so about 5 years later, 6 years later, I'm literally just cutting hair in the barbershop, right? I used to work at a barbershop, a small town barbershop. If anybody knows South Carolina, it's from a small city called Greenville County. A random fucking city in the middle of fucking nowhere, a random fucking barbershop. That's where I used to cut hair. One day I'm cutting hair, it's about 6 p.m., doing my normal thing, and in walks this little Asian Filipino girl with a baby in her arms, right? And as soon as I see the door open, I fucking looked twice, bro. I looked fucking twice, because guess what? In walks my ex that I hadn't seen for 5 years, that I literally met in another state, who literally lives in another fucking country, with a kid in her hand, right? And when we make eye contact, I start smiling, you know what I'm saying? Because I already know what time it is, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I already know what time it is, right? The chick lives literally in another country. What the fuck is she doing in the barbershop in the middle of nowhere? Guess what?
Women don't do anything by accident. They do nothing by accident. If you caught them cheating, they want you to catch them. If they're in your vicinity when you're doing whatever, they want you to do something. Like, they don't, the things they do is not, they act innocent, they're not innocent. They're not innocent.
She asked me to cut her son. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'll give your son a haircut, whatever. I think her son was about 2 years old, right? 2.5, he got a little tape on his eyes and shit. And I'm talking to her, and I'm like, yo, like, what are you doing here, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing here? She obviously found where I was because of my social media, because I used to post content as a barber. And she's like, oh, you know, my son's uncle lives here, so I had to go visit him. So check it out. She's using her son as an excuse. Mind you, she's still married, because she told me she's still married. You know what I'm saying? She's still married to the guy who's in the Philippines. So guaranteed, she told the husband, hey, I'm going to go take my son to meet his uncle in the States, and I'm going to be back a week or 2 later. And guess what? She was literally using her son as an excuse, as a pawn, to literally basically get dicked down by me. You know what I'm saying? So think about how crazy that is, guys. Think about how crazy that is.
I would not do that. I've had those opportunities. I've said no more than my opportunity. I've said no more than most people's opportunities. I've said no. I'm proud to say that. I will not do that. I will not mess with somebody's wife. That's the line I will not cross. I will not cross that line. If I know, if I'm aware, I will not cross that line. I'm good enough to get someone single. That's how I see it. I'm just not doing that.
You know what I'm saying? Me, as a 26-year-old man who has never been married, I'm not making this video to hate on people that are married. I'm making this video to tell the truth about a lot of married women that they don't want you guys to know, right? Because you guys think, oh, I'm going to get married, everything's going to be fine. Guys, women only value the ceremony. After that, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. That's why I say a man's best shot at a long-lasting relationship, a man's best shot in life, period, is for him to be well-rounded. I don't give a fuck about how much money you have. If I can reach over your fucking Lamborghini and squeeze your bitch tits, that money is not worth goddamn shit, because your confidence sucks and you're not even well-rounded. You have fucking blind spots, bro. And if you're married and you think, oh, you got money, you're good, bro, guess what? All those fucking married women who had the rich husband, they were getting dicked down 100% in the club and in the barbershop. Oh, that's just club women. Those are just women that go to the club. No, these are regular women going to fucking barbershops. Going to fucking barbershop, giving their sons haircuts, and they were over here talking to barbers. Now imagine the barbers that were actually spitting game, because I never used to spit game. I never used to spit game to any of the people that used to come to me to get cut. Never. Only one time, right? And actually, I ended up finding out that she was married, because she gave me her Instagram, and she was married to a white dude, and she was young as hell. So I actually had this big game to one mom who brought in a little baby who was like 2 years old, who was cute, she was Cuban. You know what I'm saying? That only happened one time. Every other time, which was over fucking 6 or 7 times, they would literally ask me for a number and literally start texting me some raunchy ass shit without me even pre-approving of nothing, without me even initiating anything. Right? So imagine all the stories that exist in the club and in the barbershops of barbers who are getting raunchy with these moms, with these married women. Right? So take away from the video, guys, look, if you're fucking married, I'm not trying to make this video to make you fearful or doubtful of your marriage. But the best chance that you have at being married is to be your best self and to be fucking well-rounded, period, bro. Period. You know what I'm saying? Me, for one, I don't see myself ever getting married nowadays, right? Because truth is, my parents are still together. They've been together like 35 years, but that's a different fucking generation than the one we live in, right? I'm doing the best that I can to put myself in a position to win, to be the most well-rounded man I can possibly be, right? To increase my chances at the best possible life, at the best possible relationships, at the best possible quality of life I could possibly have, right? But if you guys think the money can solve your problems, you're married and everything's good, bro, I'm here to tell you this. Rewatch the fucking video, because I pretty much laid it out all there. This is not bullshit.
Yeah, you're speaking facts. What do you think about it? What do you think about modern day relationships? Not just marriage, but relationships in general. My parents had it pretty good. They've been together forever as well. But for me, this is something I do not see, especially in North America. People's mindsets are cooked. It's all about what can I get out of it? And once I get it, what's the next best thing? For me, I cannot subscribe to that. I just can't do it. But to his points about being well-rounded, that's a no-brainer. Be well-rounded. Don't lead with your wallet. Don't lead with only your looks. Have more to you. Be interesting. Have things about you that is unique. I draw. You might dance. You might read books. You might do podcasts. Have things about you outside of just external stuff. How you may look, what cars you drive, whatever the case may be. Be well-rounded. That's your best bet. Anyways, that's it for the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about this video? What do you think about what I said? That's it. May God bless you, and I'll see you in the next reaction video.